Meta has some new goodies for us. They have the V62 SDK, which is supporting hand and controller tracking basically at the same time simultaneously, or a hybrid aspect of it. Now the developers can experiment with multi-model controls in the Meta Quest V62. It has a CapSense, which is their titling for their hybrid hands, and wide motion mode. And so what goes down in all of this is that it's a feature that it was introduced last year, and it shows the experimental version now, but it's integrated into the core SDK, which means usually when this happens, it's gonna move forward into the store. I mean, to the updates, to your software updates. And usually they have like an app that'll help you out with it too. So this functionality enables users to use both hand tracking and controller tracking. Basically have one controller and have your hand utilizing everything, which is pretty cool because sometimes I know it bugs out when I try to do different stuff, especially if I'm in lower lighting. So it allows for the scenario one hand free and the other is going to be on a controller. The next one is CapSense, which enables devs to display a natural hand model visualization either on top or instead of a user's controller. Both multi-model and CapSense, these functionalities can be observed kind of just like how we're utilizing it. Like in these videos, you can see how they're picking up the controller and the hand, and that's very good for, I would say, people who are utilizing the multi-windows and all of that stuff. Kind of spatial computing, it kind of adds to that. A faster version of spatial computing if you're not really comfortable with too much hand tracking. Again, I believe this is a simplistic nature to really help combat the Apple Vision Pro, which Meta has been focusing on a whole lot. I don't know why to this point. They should be focusing on what they're fucking incredible at, which is going to be gaming in totality. But I mean, I digress on that. The third new feature is going to be wide motion mode. It enables developers to track hands and display plausible hand poses, even when they are outside the headset's field of view, enhancing social presence and more. So a lot of these have to deal with just being the social experiments, and they want everything like that. They also show that users can have a weapon benefiting from its high accuracy and haptics, allowing the other hand to just be free for casting spells. So that right there is what Meta, I feel, is the best focus right now, right? If we're playing a game, I think like Dungeons of Eternity, that's a great game, right? You can hold now a weapon and you can use the other hand for spells, or like Blade and Sorcery, stuff like that. Game, now that is where this shit will excel, and that's pretty cool right there. And then single controller gameplay is supported. So just showing like on tennis where you can bounce the tennis ball and hit it. I like that a lot, which has been shown in the video anyway. But that is super cool. Now that are things that are like that benefit the experiences, social experiences, just the multitasking experiences, and just to help with the emotional things, right? Like playing different types of baseball now and stuff like that. I really love that, man. And then they say that you can experiment between transitions of hands and controllers, that while it stays active when this is all happening, man. So it detects when the controllers are no longer valid. I don't know if they're like just setting them down though. That's kind of like the weird part that I don't really know about. But I feel for this in the main bullet point of everything, I would have to say that it is supported for Quest 3, of course. I don't know if it's gonna go to Quest 2, but I don't know. That's actually a good question, man. It just shows that with the wide motion that they are going to be keeping it with social interaction and hand gestures, and then also like better performance and wide motion activities like arm swings, throwing objects, and more, and then decreasing the chances of interactions disruption. So that's a huge update for everything like that. I think that these can help more for gaming. Apps, I don't know what really makes great use of that other than people that are not fast enough with hand tracking yet. So if you are practicing hand tracking, I feel that that's something you can really tap into, because you can have your controllers and you're like, you still want to practice hand tracking a little bit, so you can keep one and one. And that's something I would probably do, especially like as hand tracking is trying to improve right now. I would hold controllers and probably just use like my fingers and use the pinch aspect to like pull up menus and everything, and then still use my controller a little bit just until you go before hands free. So this again helps combat the Apple Vision Pro aspect while you're trying to gain the accessibility of gaining into your windows when you play like when you just open up spatial computing in multi windows and everything. That was also a recent update when it comes to that, because they really want multiple windows going down, different types of devices, and then also different apps being opened up and navigating all of that. That can help with using the controller and using like the pinch feature and all that. So depending on how smooth that process is, we will see. It is an SDK right now, but it is a huge update. And again, we love to talk about just experiences and updates in VR, as VR likes to really go gimmicky. This is definitely a win. What we're looking forward to now next is going to be actually the live streaming features, being able to read these chats and when they will integrate them. But yeah, that's what I wanted to give y'all some insights on. Y'all let me know what's up, man. I do appreciate y'all, and y'all have a good one. Drop your thoughts, man. Peace.